Dating back to his college years representing Auburn University between 1981 and 1984, Charles Barkley was a controversial and polarizing figure in the basketball world. However, while his brash, outspoken personality could be insufferable, his talents were legitimately impressive. Despite being considerably undersized and overweight for his position as a power forward, he always managed to use his freakish strength, agility, and aggression to dominate much larger opponents on both ends of the floor. After being taken with the 5th pick in the 1984 NBA draft by the 76ers, Barkley would go on and have an impressive 16-season Hall of Fame career, during which he was selected as an All-Star 11 times and named the league's MVP in 1993. As a vocal and often volatile player, Barkley made a number of enemies during his time in the league, both on and off the court, ranging from fellow Hall of Famers and mascots, to 11-year-old fans, and even iconic movie monsters.
Champs. Come on! It's like clubbing baby seals.
Since his first appearance in the 1954 film named after him, Godzilla, the giant destructive prehistoric sea monster empowered by nuclear radiation, has become a worldwide cultural phenomenon. In addition to the dozens of films Godzilla has appeared in, the creature, also known as the King of the Monsters, has also featured in numerous other forms of media, including novels, video games, comic books, and television series. After the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945, Godzilla originally served as a metaphor for nuclear weapons. However, as the film series expanded, the series took on a less serious tone, while also depicting Godzilla as more of an anti-hero, or a lesser of evils, who defends humanity. Throughout Godzilla's various incarnations, the creature has fought numerous adversaries, such as the JSDF, or other monsters including King Ghidorah, Mechagodzilla, and Gigan. Additionally, Godzilla has also fought characters from other franchises and crossover media, such as the equally iconic movie monster King Kong, as well as various Marvel characters including S.H.I.E.L.D, the Fantastic Four, and the Avengers. However, arguably, Godzilla's most iconic and worthy adversary has been Barkley. By late 1992, Michael Jordan well and truly had a stranglehold on the NBA, as he and his team, the Bulls, were coming off their second straight championship. But there was another player who had the potential to take over the league and make it his own. Barkley had the talent to dominate the NBA and the charisma to win over fans, something his sponsor, Nike, were well aware of and wanted to capitalize on. And the company came up with the strangest, though undeniably brilliant marketing campaign when they thought they should match the round mound or rebound up against Godzilla in an ambitious commercial. The commercial concludes with Barkley saying one of two lines. In one version, Barkley mentions the Lakers.
The Lakers are looking for a big man.
Alternatively, and more fittingly, given the fact that it's a shoe commercial, Barkley references footwear.
Have you ever thought about wearing shoes?
The premise of the advert was conceived by advertising agency Whedon & Kennedy, famous for their often iconic work with Nike.
I've been working out for quite a few years now. I found it's easier to stay in shape when I do a lot of different things, so I never quit.
Based on the agency's idea, the commercial was produced by Industrial Light and Magic, the visual effects company founded by Star Wars creator George Lucas back in 1975. The commercial was directed by Michael Owens in what is, as of June 2022, his only effort as a director, having previously worked as a second unit director on the 1986 feature film Star Trek V: The Voyage Home, and worked as a cameraman for the visual effects department on a number of iconic movies including 1982's E.T., 1983 Star Wars Return of the Jedi, and the 1984 film Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. The commercial was filmed over 8 days during the first 2 weeks of June 1992. Like with many Godzilla movies, the commercial employed the use of suitmation, a filmmaking technique that was initially developed specifically for Godzilla films. The process involves a suited actor moving through scale model scenery, creating the illusion of the actor being enormous. Additionally, the action is filmed at a higher frame rate to make them appear slower, while the suit actor performs their movements slowly and deliberately to emulate a slow-moving creature. Furthermore, low camera angles are utilized to provide a sense of scale. For the commercial, ILM were careful to produce a look that was in line with the classic Godzilla movies. The Godzilla costume was made up of numerous pieces of foam rubber, while the facial expressions were produced by puppeteers using radio-controlled devices. While some portions of the miniature city were created from scratch, some buildings in the commercial had originally been used in the iconic 1984 film Ghostbusters. Furthermore, the special effects teams used mats to create the illusion of a larger city. Additionally, the advert was the first television commercial to ever utilize 3D audio, with the Barnaby microphone. Specifically, the device was used to create the intense sound effect of a basketball bouncing. After shooting this scene, it took 4 weeks of editing to cut the footage down into a 30-second commercial. Initially, the ad was only intended to be part of a campaign that was exclusive to Japan, given the cultural relevance and popularity of Godzilla in the country. However, after American Nike executives saw the commercial, they were so impressed with the concept and the quality of the production that they decided to try it out on the American public. A trailer for the commercial first aired in the US during the 1992 NBA All-Star Game in February that year.
He's defeated Mothra. He's defeated Angus and Mecha Godzilla. But he's never faced an adversary like this. Godzilla versus Charles Barkley. It's the battle of the century. Get ready to see a real monster jam.
Later, the full advert aired on the 9th of September 1992 during the MTV Music Awards broadcast, to critical acclaim. Later, after the success of the commercial, in December 1993, Dark Horse Comics released a one-off comic inspired by the advert. In contrast to the ad, most of the action takes place in California rather than in Tokyo. The comic was written by Mike Baron, best known for his work on the comic book series The Punisher from the late 80s to the mid-90s. The story opens with Godzilla arising from the sea. A short time later, Barkley is in the process of filming a commercial on the beach when Godzilla arrives in California via the ocean. A young boy, Matt, who is Barkley's biggest fan, gives Barkley a magic silver dollar. Barkley uses it to grow into a giant before challenging Godzilla to a game of basketball. Godzilla agrees, and the two leave the city and go out into the desert, where they begin a game at a military base using an old shuttle scaffold for a hoop. Predictably, Barkley wins the matchup. Defeated, Barkley sends Godzilla to a remote part of Utah to work on his game, keeping him preoccupied and out of humanity's way for the foreseeable future. Barkley then meets back up with Matt to thank him. While the comic was somewhat popular, it failed to recapture the magic of the original commercial, which perhaps explains why there was never a follow-up to the advert, as it would have been a very expensive and tedious endeavor to undertake just to confirm that lightning rarely ever strikes twice. Having said that, however, maybe it's about time for a rematch.
The Lakers are looking for a big man.